10 seconds. That's all it takes. 10 seconds to change your trajectory from idle to unstoppable. We often overthink productivity, imagining monumental efforts, but real change, it starts with a single simple action. Think about it. 10 seconds to tie your shoelaces. 10 seconds to send that important text. 10 seconds is insignificant in the grand scheme of things, yet it holds the power to spark a chain reaction, leading you toward a more productive you. Laziness isn't a character flaw, it's a state of mind. It's a temporary condition that we all experience at some point in our lives. It's not about being inherently unmotivated or lacking ambition. Instead, it's a mental state that we can change with the right mindset and approach. We convince ourselves it's easier to stay put, to remain in our comfort zones where everything feels safe and familiar. The idea of stepping out and facing new challenges can be daunting, and our minds often trick us into thinking that inaction is the best course. To delay, to choose comfort over challenge, we hit the snooze button, wrap ourselves in blankets, and opt for the remote control instead of tackling our to-do lists. It's a natural response to avoid discomfort and effort. Our brains are wired to conserve energy, and sometimes that means defaulting to inaction. This evolutionary trait helped our ancestors survive, but in today's world it can hold us back from reaching our full potential. But here's the good news, our brains are also incredibly adaptable. With conscious effort, we can train our minds to embrace new habits and behaviors. We can learn to find joy in productivity and the sense of accomplishment that comes with it. We can rewire them to embrace action, to crave the satisfaction of accomplishment. Each small victory reinforces our ability to take on bigger challenges, creating a positive feedback loop that propels us forward. It's about shifting your perspective, viewing productivity not as a burden, but as a pathway to a more fulfilling life. By changing the way we think about effort and achievement, we can transform our daily routines and ultimately, our entire lives. So how do we make this shift from being lazy to taking action? It's a question many of us struggle with daily. It starts with that 10-second rule. This simple yet powerful technique can be a game changer. Choose one small task you've been putting off. It could be anything, washing a dish, sending an email, or even organizing your desk. Set a timer for 10 seconds, and when it starts, attack that task with full focus. Wash that dish, send that email, just start. The key is to begin with full intent and energy. You'll find that starting is often the hardest part. Once you get over that initial hurdle, everything else becomes easier. Once you've broken through that initial inertia, momentum takes over. You start to feel a sense of accomplishment. That small victory fuels your motivation, making it easier to tackle the next task. Each completed task adds to your confidence, and the next, and the next. Before you know it, you've completed multiple tasks, and your productivity has skyrocketed. This simple method can transform your day. So the next time you feel stuck or lazy, remember the 10-second rule. It's a small step that leads to big changes. Start small and watch how it transforms your life. Section 4. Sarah's 10-second transformation. Take Sarah, for example. She was feeling completely overwhelmed by the sheer amount of household chores piling up around her. Overwhelmed by a mountain of laundry, she'd been avoiding it all week. The sight of the overflowing laundry basket was enough to make her feel defeated before she even started. Applying the 10-second rule, she set a timer and challenged herself to simply fold one towel. That small action snowballed. It seemed almost too simple, but it was a start. She folded another towel, then another, until the entire pile was conquered. Each towel she folded gave her a small boost of confidence and motivation. The feeling of accomplishment, infectious. It was as if a weight had been lifted off her shoulders, and she felt a sense of pride in her small victory. Sarah rode that wave of productivity, tackling other chores with newfound energy. She moved on to cleaning the kitchen, organizing the living room, and even dusting the shelves. What started as a 10-second action transformed her entire day. By the end of the day, Sarah had not only completed her laundry, but had also managed to tidy up her entire home. The 10-second rule had sparked a chain reaction of productivity and positivity. Section 5. Stay on the productivity train. Remember, consistency is key. Each day, find your 10-second task and conquer it. Celebrate those small victories. As you rewire your brain, you'll find yourself naturally gravitating towards action, embracing challenges, and accomplishing more than you ever thought possible. The power to transform from lazy to productive lies within you. All it takes is 10 seconds to unlock it.